Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We are going pretty well here, and we're really maximizing our income now from export, so that's really good. I did notice that we're starting construction in this area. This is the next big thing for us, and we might start paying for some of these elements, but at this point in time, I just need us to activate workers over here so that we've got workers available to come in and do this kind of thing. What else is happening? Ooh, we just finished off a little bit of research. That is good. That'll be here at the medical university. Now I've got some new stuff here. Heart attack prevention. Bit of a typo there. And stroke prevention as well. I think we'll get back to it. This should reduce the departures of ambulance by 10%. Both of them, actually, excellent. But I think we'll start off with the vitamins piece. Go from there. Should have some workers over here for the buses to come and pick up. As our population keeps growing and people should be moving in over here, we can then start building up the rest of this area and maybe make a start on actually getting some mining going. That would be pretty good, so that we can start exporting that. One thing that we do need to have a look at, train track builder is obviously doing a good job over here, but we need to improve that by probably adding another one. So in order to do that in an effective way, I think a crossover in this location is probably warranted. So we'll do a little something like that, just something very basic. And what we'll need to do then, in order to not upset existing operations too much, we'll pay for that and we'll pay for these two. And then we'll have a bit of a look at what we can do with our signaling, just get our signals all sorted over there. What we will need to do is we'll need to do mixed signals here and there, and we'll probably need a chain signal right there and a few other signal types in this general location like so, and that should be pretty good in this area. This should be a chain to that direction only. So that should be quite workable. Now what we need to do is make sure our pathways are pretty clear. This guy should be in one direction only. That guy should be in one direction only. That should all work quite nicely now. This should run. That should be okay, apart from, I think over here we've got an intersection. We might just need to signal that up over here also. So in order to, not chains, please just give me normal signals. Do normal signals here, there, and kind of everywhere like so. That'll work. Beautiful. Now, construction should be going along pretty swimmingly, I think. Are we missing some stuff here? There goes the train. Let's go ahead and buy ourselves yet another. We have sufficient money to do that, so let's get that out of the way. Now, what I'd also wonder is, do we need to do, just pause it for a second while we quickly have a look. Well, let's get this guy out of the way. So because we're actively allowing this to be a double direction, both of them, I don't think we can really properly do other signals apart from maybe some mixed signals over there and over there. Change that around. So now they will be doing that. What I'm wondering, okay, so what you can see, now you've got this guy moving. This will probably result in some form of issues for us. So what I'm thinking is maybe we'll do that just to separate them out. The issue that you will have with this, though, is you could have two vehicles blocked up against each other, especially if it's going in the other direction. But for the time being, it's probably not going to do that, so it's not a big deal. Let's speed things up a little bit. These trains are going horrendously slow, so let's just move that along. Excellent. This guy is just emptied out. We still have food over here, a fair bit of everything we need. Okay, excellent. That's good. Our piece of road here is almost finished. And what's happening over here? This is still holding pretty nicely, I would say. Good stuff. Okay. Now, the next piece of this puzzle, now that all of that's underway and this construction should really be continuing along quite nicely, An electricity problem. A small clinic in Termoilski? Okay, that might be an issue. I've paused it. So did we run out? So what? We're probably just not enough people. We're getting a busload in now. Oh, and the train has also probably arrived. Or was that just... That is interesting. Yeah, the train also just arrived. So it's just a little bit of getting them to kind of work together nicely. One thing that I wanted to do, I'll just spend a little bit of money to... What did it cost me that much money? We bought a train. Yes, of course we bought the train. Something is burning. The train, the rail construction office, burning. But at least we've got the guys ready to go and finish it off. That's good. All good. No problems whatsoever. Close that out. We should be able to run pretty effectively now with the construction here. We're going to use a little bit more of these. Why are we without drinking water? Oh, I think we are servicing this building through this truck. So that should be okay. It's only the prisoners that work there. It's their punishment for being criminals, really, I think. But yeah, no. So we obviously need to fix that over time. Okay, what I want to do is just make this look a little bit uniform, more like that. That looks pretty good. I'm not going to necessarily asphalt it up, but certainly something that could be cool is just to make sure it looks the same. And I'm not going to necessarily, well, we can probably build it, but it's pretty cost effective to just pay for this stuff. That's all good. That is all good. Perfect. So that just looks a little bit more uniform now. Now, the other thing that we do have in this area, because I don't think we're running out, we're kind of holding, but ideally we would put more people in here and generate a lot more oil and bitumen and the likes, and maybe put another train on there to move a little bit more of that and really get effective with some of this. Wow, a lot of foreign manpower usage with that, actually. We just need to be a little bit more mindful of it, really. So if we wanted to, where is our... Hang on. We need to just identify where it is, right? Let's open this up. Yeah, so we've got oil probably somewhere over here. So let's have a quick look. We'll start it off from this perspective, really. Ooh, it's a very small little slither of space, really. Let's flip it around. Ooh, no, actually, we want it this way. And if we were to say maybe 45% or so, if we were to do that, another 45 or 35. Oh, actually, it's okay. And if we flip it around and try and maximize what we get over here, that's about 45 there. I just want to try and maximize the amount of pump jacks that we can actually squeeze in here. That's another 45 over there. That'll actually a pretty reasonable amount, like so. Excellent. Now, if we were to say, well, we can connect these two up there. We can connect those two up in such a fashion. You can try and, yeah, that's a pretty good one. Well, if we were to do that, okay, hang on. Where would we put the pump station? As forward as possible, really. Let's try something. If we were to run a road down here, don't need it to, and then we do something like that. I really wouldn't mind, yeah, just making it fairly direct like so. So something like that, really. And then, yeah, actually straightening it up like so is probably not bad. That's pretty good, actually. That looks reasonable. Now, we need a pump forwarding station of sorts. Let's grab one. This guy is pretty good. Now, what we need to do is flip that around. See about squeezing it in. And kind of something like that. Is that going to be, the question is really, is it too far from there? But I kind of think it will be okay. Oh, maybe I can move it a little bit more forward, actually. Let's try it out again. Let's flip it around. If we were to squeeze it in there, right? Will that actually work? Let's try that one first and see if we can do it. We can move this out of the way now. Now, for testing purposes, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if that works. If that works, it's less than 500 meters, so that should work. And for testing purposes, what I'll also do is I'll see if this works. This is too long. So we'll need another pumping station anyway. It's really close, guys. It's really close. This one is. Yeah, that can move forward a little bit more. So, actually, I'm going to squeeze it in. Flip it around again. Maybe over here somewhere. That should get us to where we want to go. Let's clear that one out. Hopefully, it's not too difficult to power this, though. So, anyway, obviously, it's not too difficult. We just need to get it to work. Can we just do a quick test over here? That seems reasonable. Okay, so I think we should be able to make that work. Now, the plan would be that we would run them. We would run actually something like that really is what we're after. Yeah, I like that. Or something like this maybe. What is that? It's an interesting little dynamic there. So I would like to keep it as short as possible, but I do want to give it a little bit of a shape there. So if we were to just say, put it straight up on there, right, for a little while, and then probably the idea would be that we would run a little something like that. Yeah, I like that idea. And then what we'll do is we'll try and smooth it out like this. That looks really good. I like that. So I'm kind of in the mood to make sure we got these things to work a little bit better. Overlapping other construction, really. If we were to do this, key would be to then tie it in. There, beautiful. There we go. Run it all the way. What? Too long? That's not good. Oh, jeez. So I might have to bring it back a little bit. I'm going to be messing around. So this guy... Oh, it's still too long. Ah, okay. Well, if that's the case, what we're going to do is we're just going to clear these pipes. Thank you. Get rid of those. I'll get rid of this guy. We'll bring it a fair bit forward. And we should just make that work for us a little bit better. Let's do that. Just building multiple pieces of infrastructure now. So if we were to do this, let's get it up to about there. Now, then everything should work quite comfortably. However, I would rather we just rotate that a little bit and not have that completely square. So if we were to say do this, rotate it, and we rotate it like that maybe. I think that should be... Well, actually, let's just do that. I think that'll work quite nicely. And then what we'll do is we'll squeeze in another one over here where we actually have a little bit of power. That's good. We'll do that. That'll be useful. I found that more is better. So what I want to do is I want to do this. Get it a bit of an angle there, and then we tie it in like so. Is it? Yeah, we want to have it pretty rough and ready, and then if we do that, I'm hoping we can really do a little bit of this. Yeah, that's good, and we should be able to tie that one in. There we go, that's beautiful. Similarly, I would like to make sure we tie in these guys. Not that one, this one. Come on. Kind of missed that out a little bit. Can I just... there we go. Let's try that again. Can we please... We should be able to get you to connect. Beautiful. That's beautiful. And we should be able to get you to connect in a way that makes sense. Beautiful. I like that too. Nice. Now, in order for us to make this work, we will need to have 2 underground pipe sections. One like this. Okay, let's just do them, put them back a little bit like that. One like that. And one like this. I like that. That idea is cool. Now tie that one in. Come on. Beautiful. There we go. And we'll tie this one in like so, and we'll tie that one in like so. Now, how is that? How is that for a nice little pump forwarding station? Another piece of research is done. We'll have a look at that in just a minute. Now, what I want to do is I want to really try and get this pretty tight. We do this and we do that. Maybe not quite the way I wanted it. But what we'll do on this side is we'll run that one up to about there, and then we'll just go underground from that spot. Have a look at that. Now let's tighten that up completely because it's underground. There we go. That's good. Now the other thing we need to do is tie in that piece of road there, tie in this piece of road here, and then that should be fine. So let's activate that, all for construction. What I won't do is I'm just going to pause it for a second. I would rather, I'm going to go ahead and pay for this. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. And I will also then go back to the piping pieces and say start the construction on the pipes as well. So now, presumably, we should start seeing construction over here so that we can continue to kind of expand that. The next piece of this puzzle would be to add a little bit of power to the mix. I think we can draw power directly from over here. So as a starting point, we don't actually need to power this one. This one will be in the range of power. I kind of remember it was. That power is pretty close. So what we need to do is power all of this from one substation. So let's get ourselves a substation in this location. So I'm thinking that spot there, or actually this spot here, is really about the most appropriate piece. Let's do that. I'm going to place that in there. And what we'll do is we'll just build. Ooh, don't do that. We'll just build the substation. There we go. So at least the substation is there now. I don't know about our power. Actually, our fire coverage should get here. Oh, that's the police. But our fire coverage should get here too. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. That's good. And they should get there pretty easily. Now, if we were to run... We don't actually need to run power off to this side. We can just run power directly out this way. I'm thinking what we could do, actually, what we could do is we could do a splitter in here just in case for future reference. That's actually not bad. I'll do that. I'll get it built. It's going to cost us a little bit of money. That's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll run kind of the industrial sized stuff out here. We'll just move them out of the way a little bit, and then we'll cut straight across this way. Yeah, to be honest, straight across this way is probably best. We'll do that. That's okay. And then from there, we'll tie it straight in over that way, and we'll go ahead and build those sections. So now this area should be nice and powered. Anyway, here comes all the trucks to start delivering stuff for construction. That's okay. Happy with all of that happening and doing a bit of slow pace. What I also wouldn't mind doing is actually putting some gates in place here. Now, kind of said these buildings should have its own gates, but it doesn't seem to look that way. But anyway, we do want to do some gates in here, but it's going to be really tight, so we'll have to move a few things around. So I might not do that just yet. Okay. Now that we've got that underway, let's have a quick look. I think we should, go and have a look. More nice wagons. Let's clear out all of this. And let's go and have a look at our research. So let's quickly go ahead and expand that a little bit for us. How's the construction going over here? Oh, the bus station is ready. More of this is happening. I like it. I like it a lot. We can pop in here. The kindergarten is done. The kindergarten doesn't have a spot. So what I will do is I'll just make sure we can get the kindergarten access to this road here. We'll pay for that, and that means we should now have... Yes, excellent. That's what I wanted. Perfect. So now the kindergarten has the appropriate accesses there. This section is still under construction, needs a little bit more concrete to get that built. Concrete is a long distance piece for us over here. Food is fine. Food is fine over here. Let's do that. Okay, so what do we need? Decreasing the birth rate, not a thing for us. Hospital helicopters would be useful, but maybe not quite yet. Virology, introduction of new discipline about viruses and vaccination against them. Let's do that. Not sure how quickly that would become an issue or something for us, but we can do all of these things as we get time to do so. Good. We do need a fair bit more planning on the rail side of things, but I'm slowly just getting all of these things built. Look at all of this stuff. Yeah. Obviously quite expensive pieces of equipment here that's costing us a lot of steel imports, but this is the first step, and we can export that even while we're still waiting on getting our steel mills up and running. But let's get our coal running, then we'll move on getting our steel and our iron ore running. And we're obviously trying to make sure that we have reasonable amounts of stuff. Now, one of the things that I thought we should start looking at is maybe something like a scrapyard or a demolitions factory or so on, so we can start having a look at doing our own demolitions. As we replace vehicles and things, that might become a thing for us. This is looking, it's holding, but we might need a few extra kind of fields at some point, so we'll keep an eye on that. Let's just have a look here. I do need to know when this thing is empty, because that'll be disastrous for us. We're looking pretty good here. And our exports is looking pretty healthy as well. Look at that. Last month, 322,000 in exports. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. If I have a look at, in the construction industry, we have demolition, a demolition office, and an explosives factory. An explosives factory needs gravel and wood and chemicals, which is really not bad. So chemicals can be quite expensive. The other stuff is basically free for us. It does generate hazardous waste, which is okay. But if we were to export explosives, there we go. Ooh, that's really a high value item. So if we were to build an explosives factory, it needs a lot of workers. I think so how does this look? So if we build it here, and let's just double check, it doesn't do too much issues, but we could also build it on this side, and then we can access it from the train station. Oh yeah, it can even be accessed directly over here. What we will need to do, however, is Provide access to that spot right there might be the one for us. We should be able to make this work. Oh, it's not we won't be powering it from there though. Yeah, so we're a little bit out of range of stuff that, this is not bad. This is not bad, and we could make this work from a walking distance perspective. I'm pretty sure we can. We just need to build something a little bit more directly to it. So if we were to do that, it will have water and it will have a sewer connection. We will need to build a pathway directly out this way, which I think shouldn't be a problem. We could even look at having a train collection facility because we have train access right here. Okay, so what do we need? I think, to be honest, we've got access. We can build stuff in all different directions. So let's just make a start and get our construction going there. What I will do is I'll build that and let the rest of the guys build this. Now, what we can also start looking at is if I just were to do something like that. Oh, we don't actually have. Really? It doesn't want to work? How come? Oh, I think we need to be a little bit further away for it to really work. I think, can we make it work? Oh, that's probably not on that. That is interesting. So if we were to, let's say, I think this is still going to work. So if we were to, oh, actually, there's a little pathway over here. So if we were to cross it there, and we can upgrade that. And then we were to, yeah, there we go. We just need to make them. So something like that. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's fund all of that, and we will fund that little slither over there, and then we should have access to that. Yeah, there we go. Quite an easy one, to be honest. So that's good. So we can make a start on this. Hopefully that is under construction now. It should get some construction action going. This road is done. So now let's move and make this a one-way so that we have these guys doing their thing here. There we go. And, oop, are we going through? Oh, excellent. There we go. Something like that. All the way up to there. All the way up to there. Go up to there. Oh, actually we're moving on this stuff. We do need a train distribution yard. Okay, perfect. So now we've got one way in that way. What we don't have though is access over here. So let's do this. We need to provide good old access there. Let's pay for that. That's good. That's going to be fine. Get our one way on. Let's get our one way on. One way. Get the rest moving. Get our highway nice and maneuverable. And we get rid of some of these things as we go through here. That one doesn't want to work. Bit more one way through here. And through there, and we should be pretty close to getting it all done now. There we go. Look, it's not perfect, but I think that's actually more realistic. for it to not be completely perfectly parallel with one another, these two things. Do that, we'll do that, and what we need to understand is that for something like that, if it goes on fire, you will need basically access through there. But for this one, something like that is probably sufficient. Now, what we can also do is we can get rid of some of these things that we use to kind of space it out a little. That's okay. We can have a little turnaround every now and again, just in case we need to get access. You know what? We'll move the turnaround over here, and we'll get rid of this piece. So we do that, and didn't. Yeah, okay. It's not too sure why it's not letting me. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It should still all work. That's okay. We can get rid of this little slither here. Maybe we can. I think it's because it's got vehicles on it. As long as these things have vehicles, yeah, that's the thing, really. There we go. Anyway, getting a little bit of them removed is never bad. That's out of the way. That doesn't want to go. We'll clear out some more of this stuff. And there. And the last little slither here, I think. Perfect. Okay, so we've got the vehicles don't actually want to queue properly here, I think. Which is a little unfortunate. Would have loved to see a better queuing arrangement going on. And we don't need to add many more trucks to this mix. Okay, there we go. So our explosives factory is underway. The next thing I would like us to have a look at is seeing about a rail. So not necessarily directly onto the main line, but we do need to start looking at what we can do from a rail distribution office perspective. So we'll have a bit of a look at where we can squeeze a little something in. And of course, what we can do is we can make a start on some further construction of road facilities here. So ultimately, we would like this other road to kind of bridge across here. Let's just do this. Let's just space this properly. Do that. I think that should be fine. And then what we'll do is we'll tie that in. We'll go through there. I think this should be fine. Yeah, that's going to be just fine. Take that one through there. And we'll go up to the next piece there. Okay, let's get that underway. So all of that should now kind of make a start. Let's see if we can't take out any unnecessary pieces. No, I don't think that's going to work. But anyway, that's okay. We shall slowly get that piece built now. Get our trucks to maneuver and do their thing. Yeah, a little bit of road building will be just fine. A little bit of road building will be fine. Now, what we want to do in kind of this location is need to do that, really. So we'll save that in place. Yeah, this is good. It's actually working reasonably well over here. For the time being, this will become busy over time, but that's good. So this should be under construction. Yeah, lots of resources already on site there. So making explosives will be pretty useful for us. How's this going? Looking good. Probably not the amount of workers I would like to see here. Yeah, that's becoming a problem. Let's add a few more fields. Got a little bit of room here. Now, the question was, if we wanted to do... Yeah, see, we're running these things, right? This is it's a little messy. I'm kind of tempted. Well, our money is looking pretty good. I'm kind of tempted to streamline a bit of these things, just a tad. if we were to move it, can we? But this spot here would be. If we were to move it, can we put the rail distribution office in play here? Rail distribution office, and so it would. I think it might actually fit. Obviously, what we want to do is do that instead, but that'll be a problem. This side, yeah, this side's not going to work. It needs to go on this side. So if we flip it around, do that. Yeah, because we will need access over here. So that could actually work. Though it's very close. Do we have modded rail distribution offices? Let's have a quick look. Modded rail distribution offices. Rail. Come on. Click the button. Rail distribution. Okay, forget about that. Just go with distribution. Yeah, here we go. It's train distribution. Okay, well let's get train distribution in and there. Okay, so we'll close that out now. I think that should be sufficient. So here, if we go in, we can see there's this guy. Oh, much more manageable. And there's this guy in terms of more space. So maybe a couple of these small guys. So if we were to go with the small one. Yeah, genuinely, I don't think we really have the room. I mean, we've got so many things here. On this side, no, it's still gonna be problematic. So the only other thing that I thought we might be able to do, if we clean things up a little bit over here, is put it in. Yeah, actually, put it in like this, and then just tie it in over here. So it's kind of a little bit out of the way. But I would still like to clean up this, the power infrastructure here just a tad. That's okay. What we'll do is we'll run it up here. I'm going to clean that up just a tad, just to get it a little bit nicer. If I were to run it like so, and run it like so, what we'll do is we'll get that built. Then what I'll do is I'm going to pause it while I do this quickly. Let's clean all of this out. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll select that and we'll just quickly pay for that in terms of rubles. Get that out of the way. So now that's done. Like it, cleaning it up. Don't know why it wasn't clean to start with. And that's okay. I'm not too fussed with that. Get that across there and pay for that, and now that should work again. The other one that I'm thinking is move that down here, right? It's the same one, right, that we're doing there. So this is going to be all of our power stuff. Get them all together. It just makes sense. That's generally the way you would see it anyway. And then what will happen is we'll kind of run it like just a little bit like that, really. And now we should be able to squeeze some stuff through there. Let me get that built. It's okay, we'll get that built. And at the same time, we're going to need to kind of just close out that stuff. Pause it. So let's get rid of this. Okay, we get all of that and quickly get rid of the demolition there. Thank you. Okay, out of power for a bit. Let's get it back in. Should work. And do that so that we try and maintain a proper height clearance. Now that should still be back up and running. Excellent. Good stuff. So now that's okay. Now we can certainly reuse some of this space a little bit more. Now, the idea really is we could run it out that way and in this way. Oh, yeah. So we could make it one way, right? We could do something one way. We could make it one way. Let's have a look at that again. So let's get our rail distribution office in place. And I might pay for the... Okay, so if we have the room, we may as well do a slightly larger area. Really? That's going to be problematic for us? Really? We can't get this thing to... Kind of, okay, fine. Nothing nearby, so let's just grab this and then we'll try and get that done. Then we'll switch that off again and we'll see about parking it over there. So my idea is that we could, it's a little awkward here, to be honest. But if we were to say, well, and now let's start building concrete from now on, and even electrified. If we were to do that, and we were to do this, right? That should, I mean, obviously electrification, and then what we'll do is we'll go out this way. Yeah, it needs to do, if we do the one way, alternatively our other option is to just do it here. So if we were to do it here, I think that might be a little bit better, to be honest. It's not ideal, but at least we're not messing around with the main line. I think that's kind of the idea. So if you're coming, if you're coming in, you're doing that. If you're going out, you're doing that. But we can also go out that way, and we can. Hang on, that one's wrong. That one is wrong. So let's get rid of this. And what we need to do is do that and that. Okay, and now it's kind of okay, I think. And what I will do is I will just, it's a little bit more pricey, but we're over $1 million now, so let's pay for all of that. That's okay. And what we'll do is we'll need to do a bit of a change signal to there, over there, and over there. They're not close. They're a little bit too close, in my opinion. But this is not gonna. Hopefully, this is not gonna be a super busy area, right? But there we go. So now that is up and running. That's good. And now we can build the road here, so we can make a start on this thing. Something like that. Pay for that, and we'll get the guys to start working on our construction here. Lots of little construction pieces that's underway, really. That's going along quite nicely. Yeah, being asphalted up quite good. Excellent. How is this tracking? Built? Not really. Slow going. I think the steel imports is quite a pricey mess, really. Demolsky ran out of power. So I'm assuming it's not really a big deal. It's just a little bit of an issue. We need to go and have a look at our research. How's this going? Oh, I love the fact that the roads get built so reasonably quickly, at least. This thing is still struggling. Concrete, my goodness, concrete into this area, disaster. Vaccine development. Let's do that. Let's do vaccine development. Get more people through the door here. How is this filling up? Not really impressively so. This is our secret police. Let's have a look. Everybody is pretty happy, right? Yeah, pretty happy. Healthy is not a problem. Let's have a quick look. If we look at open flats, plenty of open flats over here. And then if we have a look at government loyalty, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. We're getting that other one up and running too. We don't have a TV station, right? Something that we can probably build in this area in due course. Things are slowly being built though. I don't mind it. There's a lot going on. What's happening with our rail? Our rail construction over here. It's moving. It's getting there. Happy that we're fairly self-sufficient with this stuff. We're at least keeping it on track. Oh yeah, now it's got everything it needs. Now the workers here will sort us out and get that built up nicely. And all of these other pipes are underway. There's a lot happening. There is really a lot happening. How's this looking? It's good. Once they're all built, we can activate the rest of that. Slowly building our own highway. Getting ready for rail distribution. I'm kind of tempted. Oh, we've already got a ton of stuff on here. Kind of tempted to move it back a little bit, but really the issue is not this distance. The issue is this distance here. But I think this whole area is a little bit of a mess, and as long as we keep the main line clean, that was kind of what my intention was. We're busy building this. What's going on over here? Okay, let's lay out a few more fields. Oh, yes, and of course now we can use this area. So let's lay out a few more fields, and I then kind of close out the episode, really. There's a lot of little things that's happening. If we put a field in there, we could still get the rail out if we wanted to. Oh, and even if we cut off a little slither of the field, that's not going to be the end of the world. Now the question is really for me: do we? I don't think build a field like that, but we can certainly build a little something like this. Okay, so let's do something like that. And like this, and we'll give a bit of room in there, and we'll do something like that. And then we can squeeze another one. Give it a little bit of room here. Something like this. So maybe if we do... Oh, but if I take this thing out again, it'll be an issue. Yeah, we could do something like that. There we go. So there's a few more fields there, and I think that's going to be completely reasonable. I didn't pause it, right? Oh, have I paused it? Okay, let's do it. So we've got 1 million rubles. That's pretty good. Don't mind running... So the question is really, how do we tie these in? Are we just going to do that? Doesn't feel super efficient to do it that way, really. I'll do that, and then we'll... Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I'll go ahead and build that. That actually is pretty pricey to build. And then from the rest of it, what we'll do is well, let's just wait till that's finished. And then tie it in, so and like so. We'll do that. We'll get this connected. We'll get that connected. We'll get this guy connected. Perfect. Then there's a little bit more room. We can put some trees and stuff in there. We just need to make sure is that nutrient levels are kind of coming back up here. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and assign. Okay, just see this guy. Fully assigned. This guy has room for. Oh yeah, beautiful. So what you need to do is you need that one, that one, that one, that one. This one and that one. Assigned. That's good. So now that's all assigned. to go and pick up there once it's ready to go. And at the same time, what we'll do is we'll just say, let's assign some more fields here. So let's assign that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So now all of those fields are assigned. So now we're going to make more crops. What I might do now, actually, there is room for a road to come through here. Did we think that is appropriate to run a road through this area? I don't know if there's a lot of value in adding that to the mix. So let's instead try and get our poplars going through some of these areas and just try and make our farm fields look and feel a little bit more nice like farm fields. We'll run it up there. We'll even go it around this way and up this area here. Yeah, that's good. Down the road here would be pretty good. I don't want them everywhere, but a little bit of them isn't gonna hurt. What we'll do is we'll do a little up there. That's gonna be good. That's pretty good there. We'll do a bit of a buffer here. That's pretty cool. What I was interested in, let's do this. That'd be pretty cool there. Okay, that's a few more poplars in the mix there. Kind of wondering. Let's do this. Yeah, okay, so we've tried to sort that out. So we'll see if we come back here in the future, see how that looks. But certainly now we should be sowing some more stuff here, right? Should have some tractors coming in to do their thing here. Yeah, I believe here they come. Some of these tractors. The other thing we need to do is a scrapping facility. Let's start maybe planning a scrapping facility, so that we can start scrapping some vehicles as well. So a spot over here could work. So if we were to say a vehicle repair station, that's not quite what we're after. If we're looking at waste, here we go. A ship scrapping facility, a scrapping facility small. A scrapping facility. What do we have here? So is that... What is this? This is just ships, right? So ship scrapping. Do we not have... What we had? So this guy doesn't have other options. We just have this small one. So how do we... do we have rail scrapping over here? How do we scrap rail vehicles? That is... I thought I saw there was others. So what does this do? This scraps a vehicle and it generates a variety of different things actually for export. It does all kinds of different stuff. I don't know why we don't have rail scrapping. Yeah, facilities, cargo train stations, train platforms, depots and for metros and things. All of that. We don't have any of this really making sense to me here. Yeah, if we look at vehicle stuff here, we've got vehicle repair stations. Oh, is this where we... No, that's definitely not where we do it. I do wonder, we have to have a bit of a look at what's the situation with the trains, really. Some of these trains are quite old, and we have to have a look and see. I would assume that the vehicle repair stations would actually dispatch places to their, but it's only those that have a place to park, actually. Car dealerships and things like that is okay. So really, the only place that I can seem to find what we're looking for is over here at the waste facilities, right? So it seems like that's really the only one. These are all... That is interesting. So this doesn't have a rail access, does it? I swear we had a facility. So what does this do as an import? It doesn't actually have any imports of sorts. Really? It doesn't have a rail access? And if we do this one, does that have a rail access? No, it doesn't. Is that really all we have? Just this small one? Do we need to expand the... Is there research that we're missing? Certainly not. Okay, well, let's build one. A small one is okay. For the vehicles, at least. So we can start figuring that out. Now, we will need workers here. This is not a bad spot, actually. What comes out of this thing? Oh, that's... so... You need to understand that if we do it over here, we don't have direct access to stuff. But all of this stuff is pretty reasonable storage sizes, really. Metal scraps and all these kind of things. So we'll just need to probably deal with it with this facility here. I'm kind of interested to see how that works. I'd rather keep it compact now and use trucks to run things through. We'll have this scrapping facility over here. I will do my old trick and get that access there. I will pay for that, and then our construction officers can start doing that. So we will be able to get workers over here and slowly start scrapping vehicles as we replace things. Excellent, guys. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there. Everything is kind of moving along. Our rail distribution office is coming along. Our railway out to Komoshenovsk is progressing quite nicely. Things at Komoshenovsk itself is progressing slowly, but is progressing. This is obviously quite a painful place to be building because of various items that takes very long to get here, like concrete, for instance. We're probably waiting on one more little load of concrete to get here, and in due course we'll get that built. But there's still a fair bit of room to get this moving. The stuff that gets delivered here, we use that pretty quickly, but getting concrete sorted out and asphalt is quite a bit of a challenge. If we move over here, how is this progressing? Actually reasonably well. But slow, still slow. Lots of steel being used in the piping over here. This is still holding up. Hopefully we can expand that production soon. We're getting a scrapping facility. We're building an explosives factory over here. And we're, as mentioned, doing the train distribution there. We are generating a fair bit waste now. The waste is getting a little bit more aggressive. As our population goes up, we're almost up at 9,000 people. Very healthy. Still a pretty low unemployment rate, which is... I would like to see a little bit higher unemployment rate so we can build stuff a little quicker. Yes, our new fields are being sowed, so that's good. Excellent. So all in all, really good progress over here. Let's just double check some of our key things here. Got all of the food that we need in this area, so we shouldn't have any further problems. I think all of this is fully loaded with people, so everybody should be going into the new area. But yeah, all in all, looking pretty good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.